Skype shiur. Thank again to Meir, Gabaya, and Joan Hardy for arranging the shiur. I'd like to dedicate tonight's shiur to Elul Nishmat Rivka Batshena and Baruch Hashem Tinechenu Began Eden, Amen. And להבדיל רפואה שלמה, להבדיל בחיים טובים. We want to wish רפואה שלמה for Gabriel Naomi Bat Leah Malka, for my mom, Tikva Ojni Bat Rosette, and Elisheva Bat Sheva Bat Rivka. Also, should be also Elul Nishmat my grandfathers, Pinchas Ben Shlomo and Yaakov Ben Shalom. This week is their yahrzeit. So תהיה נשמתם צרורה בצרור החיים. And we are tonight in Porat Yosef Synagogue, and we're studying Parashat Ki Tetzeh. And we have a special guest, Ohad, still with us. Ohad? Okay, he's gone. So, Ki Tetzeh LaMilchama Al Oivecha. So we're in the second...
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, so thank you, Ohad. So we're in the second week of Chodesh Elul, and Yamim Narim is coming here, and last week we spoke about the chizuk of what we're doing, making the most of our lives and appreciate the time that we're here. And this week we've got a very interesting parasha of Ki Tetzeh LaMilchama. Now, so down the Sfarim HaKadoshim say that also the Sfat Emet brings it down, the Hasidic Sefer Sfas Emes or Sfat Emet, and he said that every parasha, whatever it falls inside near a Chag, near the Chagim, then there's always something in the parasha got to do with the Chag, or some message that we're supposed to learn. So he said, even when we're studying the parasha of Ki Tetzeh LaMilchama Al Oivecha, there's something in the parasha which is got to do with Chodesh Elul, which is preparing us for Yamim Noraim. Okay, so now I'm going to open up with you the first pasuk of the parasha. Ki Tetzeh LaMilchama Al Oivecha, which really means when Am Yisrael they go to war against the enemies, V'natno Hashem Elokecha biyedech, and Hashem brings the enemy to your hands, V'shavita shivyo, taking back captives. So then there's a whole parasha of Ishat Fatwa. But how did the Balei Musar explain this pasuk? How did we learn this pasuk got to do with Avodat of Chodesh Elul?
The war with Yetzer Hara.
Absolutely. It's a very good Gilad. The greatest war, and this milchama which everybody has, and this is really the purpose of the Chayim. The biggest oyev that we have, the biggest enemy, is the oyev of Yetzer Hara. And this is we're all brothers in the same war against the Yetzer Hara, and everybody has his own Yetzer Hara. And the Gemara says that Leolam yargiz adam mit Yetzer Tov al Yetzer Hara. And this is the analogy that we bring back in this pasuk. Now, as we maybe mentioned last week, that every enemy that you have, once you defeat it, the enemy becomes weaker. But the opposite is true with the Yetzer Hara. Why is that? Because once you beat the Yetzer Hara, Yetzer Hara becomes stronger. Why does the Yetzer Hara become stronger? It's not fair, no? Why does the Yetzer Hara become stronger? What's the purpose of that? Of the Yetzer Hara? Oh, so he's going to test you. So if you beat him, you won the test. So now why does it get harder? Yetzer Hara becomes stronger.
No, it's so I don't think it's because Yetzer Hara becomes stronger. It's because you are in a greater risk of getting gava.
Oh, so you mentioned this last week. There is a gava involved once you beat it, but the Gemara says Kol hagadol mechavero yitzro gadol mimeno. Why? Because how do you become greater? You beat the Yetzer Hara. Once
there is an assumption here. Okay,
go on.
So the assumption is that if you beat Yetzer Hara, you are gadol mechavero. But how one can know if his mate actually beated Yetzer Hara more than him or not? How can you know?
You don't know, but the Chachamim are telling us a lesson, and it's saying that somebody. First of all, it's that the more you beat your Yetzer Hara, the stronger the Yetzer Hara gets, the better you become. And like Meir said before, it's to give you more respite. You pass the level, right? When you, I'm saying, we'll do a mashal of a computer game. The first level, that's the easiest. Everyone gets past the first level. But then you go up to a higher level, it's going to be much harder to beat it. So only the champion, he beats the level. So the one who's the winner, he beat the hardest level. Now, the level 10, which is the hardest level, and he got to the end of the game. Because every level goes higher. So with the Yetzer Hara, the more you battle it, the harder you get. You go up a level. And that's what the tzaddikim, they have much bigger yetzara, because that's what makes them more tzaddikim. So if you see a tzaddik which falls, what does that mean? He just fell for it. No, but he's got big yetzara. So it could be a lot of yetzara on the way, but that's where he's falling. So let me read you the Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz Chaim says like what Gilad told us. Ha'oyev ha'yoter gadol va'yoter mesukan la'adam. The most dangerous enemy הוא היצר הרע. ותמיד צריכים להילחם עליו. You always need to combat against the יצר הרע. And says that's why the Gemara says in Brachot, we mentioned it last week, לעולם ירגיז אדם יצר טוב על יצר הרע. You always need to fight it. And he gives an analogy. Imagine you have two partners, or partners in a business. And one of the partners is the ganav, is the cheater, right? And he makes out as he's the best friend and he's working really hard and he's bringing in the money, and really he's stealing. And he says that the partner always going to have to, he's going to shout at him and tell him off. He says, why being dishonest here? We've got a partnership. And he says he's already lost the money. There's no hope in getting it back. But you have to fight against him to make sure that he doesn't rob you again. And the Yetzirah's tafkid is to get the best out of you. So always we have to fight it. How does a person fight his Yetzirah? How can he be a Yetzirah? How can he do that? How can you be a Yetzirah? If he's here, and he's going to attack me in every possible situation, right? Now I'll give you an example. There's somebody who's tefillot, he's amazing in tefillah. He's always the first one in tefillah. His tefillah is always bekavana. His Shema Yisrael, he goes with emotion. There's no yetzara for him in the tefillah area. But comes to the business, he goes to work, and he tries to cut every corner and the quick deal, and he tries to make it. And he says a big nisayon of geneva, of stealing, of being dishonest in business. And you have the opposite. The person in business, he's very honest. He won't take a penny from anyone. But comes to tefillah, that's where his yetzirah is. So everybody's got yetzirah in different areas. So how does a person combat his yetzirah? Now here, we are Chodesh Elul, is the Yemei Ratzon. There's the opportunity to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ani ledodi v'dodi li. What is the power that we have to conquer the yetzirah? Everyone in his own level. What should we be doing in this Chodesh Elul to attack this milchama of the yetzirah? To learn about the Yetzirah. So you're saying every person in his own area of struggle. So if you're struggling with business honesty, then you learn the business ethics. And if you're struggling with tefillah, you learn halachot of tefillah. So that's very good. That's very good. It's very good suggestion. Learning Musar. So learning Musar. How does Musar help? Musar helps you against Yetzirah. What do you say, Gilad?
So I think that Musar give you it's like the compass. It gives you the star of the north, right? So once you understand what is right and what is wrong, or what you should aim for, so then first of all you can identify Yetzirah. Because the problem is that if you don't know that it's bad, or you cannot identify it, so you don't understand, or you're not fully aware of the action of Yetzirah. Okay, so it's similar to
very good. You need to identify the enemy. That's what you're saying. No, identify the enemy, and then you've got the plan of action of how to fight it. Excellent. So it's very good. The one thing that Chafetz Chaim says over here, and you mentioned it. What's the suggestion? How do you fight the Yetzirah in the strongest, powerful? What's the biggest way that you can fight it? What's your biggest weapon in the battle of the war of the Milchemet HaYetzer? Ohad, let's hear from Ohad something. What would you say?
Repeat it, please.
The question is, what's your biggest weapon to combat your biggest enemy? Your biggest enemy, says the Chafetz Chaim, is the Yetzirah. Ki tetzeh la milchama. And this is an ongoing battle, day and night, 24/7, your whole life. And the better you get at the Belchamat, the more you win, the harder it gets. So I'm asking you, what's your plan? What's your action? What's your weapon to fight you?
The best cure for yester hara is learning Torah.
Excellent, Ohad. This is what I wanted to hear. This is what a Chafetz Chaim said, and it's a Gemara. What does the Gemara say, Ohad?
כל פעם שיצר הרע פוגש אותך, רוץ לבית המדרש.
מושכהו לבית המדרש. So that's what the Gemara says in ברכות.
מושכהו לבית המדרש, נכון, יפה.
Excellent. Gemara says in קידושין, בראתי יצר הרע.
בראתי לו תורה תבלין.
בראתי לו תורה תבלין. That means that is the way to fight it. The way to fight the יצר הרע is to learn Torah. And this is what he says. The zchut of Torah, that's what protects to not go around him. And not only that, when a person learns the Torah, then the yetzer hara goes away from him. And that's what the Midrash says. Machmat yigiyat adam b'Torah masir HaKadosh Baruch Hu et hayetzer hara mimenu. That's like, it's a protection shield. So you say, Moshcheh lo bet midrash, you can't catch you in a bet midrash. And it says, it takes away the yetzer hara from you. And also the power of the Torah it's the tavlin, it's the antidote against the yetzer hara. I'll just tell you a story I heard this week about Hesped. There's a big tzaddik in Yerushalayim. His name was Rabbi Netanel Shlomo ben Rachel Halevi. And he's a big chacham and big tzaddik and big bal yisurim. He had an illness. He had a few illnesses. He had the machala, and he also had nivun sharirim. I don't know how you say that in English. He had a few different diseases that he couldn't function with his body. And what did he do? He was always learning Torah. That was his life. Torah was his life, but literally a day in life. You know, he used to wake up very early in the morning, learn till very late at night, teaching Torah. Adam was tzaddik, all living for his life for other people. And what was I going to say? That this person used the power of the Torah to survive, for 12 years suffering in an illness that you lose control of your limbs. There's one, you couldn't move his body, his hands, his arms, his leg, his neck. He lost his hearing. He didn't even have saliva in his mouth to talk. He couldn't even talk. He couldn't even go to the bathroom to excuse himself. And his eyes were working in his mind, and he was sitting there connecting into all machines, and they've got pictures of him, and all he's doing is learning Torah. And a person in that, we say, he had like 97% of this illness that, he was almost dead. And the only thing he was doing that was keeping him alive was learning. And then the power of the Torah is that it's not mishkachat avon, but it also helps a person to take off his mind, but also his nefesh over his tzarot, over his suffering. Even a person with illness, how do you get your mind off the illness? By learning Torah. They said a story I heard from Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef.
Yeah, that's really like Mizmor Tehillim, She'ashu Nafshi.
What did the pasuk say?
Tachumecha ema she'ashu nafshi. I don't remember the exact pasuk.
What did it say?
From the Wednesday Mizmor.
Mizmor of Wednesday. We say half the pasuk. Tachumecha nafshi. They tell him that the power of the power of the Torah is able to a person to forget his tzarot, his troubles. And he said about Rabbi Ovadia that when he was sitting Shiva, and he was just crying over his wife, the loss of his wife, and he was just crying uncontrollably. Everyone tried to be menachem to comfort him, and it was just uncontrollable. And his son, Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, came up to him and he said, Father, I've just got a question. What happens if somebody is in the middle of davening Shmona Esrei? He made up a story. He said, next door, there's somebody who's there, is praying Shmona Esrei, and in the middle of the Shmona Esrei, he hears crying from next door. And he made the whole situation that there's somebody in the hospital, and he's there with his father, and his father is ill, and they don't know what's happening, and he's going to have to pray Tefillah Harvit. And in the middle of his Shmona Esrei, he's crying and shouting. Now he's assuming there could be that his father passed away, and he's an Avel. What's the halacha with Avelut? Onen, is he allowed to pray? Onen אסור להתפלל, נכון? He's not allowed. So if he's onen, he's not allowed to carry on. But if he's not an onen, then he has to carry on. Then all what he said already, the bracha is bracha levatala. So should he carry on saying the Amidah, or should he stop in the middle? And that was a story Rabbi Yitzchak made up, and he asked his father this story. And then Abu Bakr started thinking, he said, there's a tshuva of the Chida, he says like this. And then he says the Ma'arit from a different Gemara says the opposite. And he started talking about in Torah. And for already 15 minutes, he was just like saying proofs in different teshuvot to try to find the answer to the question, which his son just made up. And he managed to take his mind off his nefesh, off his neshama, and he stopped crying, and he managed to think. And this is somebody who's great in Torah. The power of the Torah also takes your mind off other things. Now, one of the biggest things that brings yetzer hara is she'imum, boredom. Someone who's bored brings averot, and that's why you got teenagers, young people. They don't have all of parnasa, they don't have all of yeladim, they don't have family. They get up to trouble. Why? Because they're bored. They do stupid things because they don't have times on the man. But somebody who's oseg b'Torah, and also oseg on other things, his mind is only focused on Torah, on proper things. It fills up your mind. You don't have time to be worried and stressed about other things. Any person who has a problem, the one thing can keep you focused is learning Torah. So I just gave those two examples. Now I want to speak about Ratzon. How can a person, in this time of Chodesh Elul, we've got to Rosh Hashanna is in 2.5 weeks, and we want to come to Yom Adin with the zchuyot. We say, listen, Hashem, zochenu l'chaim el chafetz b'chaim. We want a good life, and we want to show Hashem, listen, we've done good, had a good year. We went to Shiur Torah, we had the chavrutot, we did the tefillot, we tried everything. And we want to really bring out, show HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we want another good year, or even better year. So what can we do? So the Baalei Musar always say, do Kabbalot in Elul. Chodesh Elul is a time where you have to show, it's called Yemei Ratzon. What's Yemei Ratzon? The Yemei Ratzon is, first of all, at the time when Hashem is close to us, Ani leDodi veDodi li, that a person has the power in Chodesh Elul to reach a much higher level of himself. Whatever he wants to do, he wants to achieve, he has more power to achieve in this month of Chodesh Elul. It's a time of she'ifot. But a person can to become greater and actually achieve those levels. But I want to speak about the koach haratzon. What does it mean, koach haratzon? The power of the desire or willpower. What do you want to achieve? And you see in the Torah, there's a special reward for the koach haratzon. The koach haratzon is even more than the koach hama'asi, and this is a big chidush. And I'm going to give you a few examples. The Midrash, I think is a Midrash, it says about Pinchas. Vayikach et haramach beyado. And he said because he took that Vayikach et haramach beyado, Pinchas and his descendants, the Kohanim, they got the matnot kehuna of Zorah v'lechayim. Every time somebody does a shechita, they have to give a few kilos of meat of Zorah v'lechayim v'keva to the Kohen. Why? Because Vayikach et Pinchas et haramach beyado. Now, what did Pinchas do? Pinchas did a great Kiddush Hashem when he killed Cozbi and Zimri, and it was a great act of bravery. But Vayikach Taramach Beyado, it means he just took the spear. He didn't actually do anything yet. He just took the Ramach and he was already getting reward with it. You see, just for the Ratzon of wanting to do the right thing, even if you don't actually do it, you just say to Hashem, I want to do the right thing, I'm here for you. It's considered as if he did it. I'll give you another example. What was the greatest nisayon that any person had in the Torah? The biggest nisayon that we see in the Torah?
Yosef.
Yosef was one of the biggest ones. Maybe it's not the right word to say, but being one of the biggest challenges, the biggest nisayon. But let me say, what was the biggest nisayon of
Akedat Yitzchak?
Of Akedat Yitzchak. The biggest nisayon of Avraham Avinu, who had 10 nisyonot, was Akedat Yitzchak. And what is Akedat Yitzchak? Akedat Yitzchak is something that we mention every Rosh Hashanah, and we blow shofar, and we remember Akedat Yitzchak. Akedat Yitzchak is what Abraham was told to kill his only son, who he was waiting for. Bencha, Yechidcha, Orcha. And we still, until today, we get reward for that maaseh of Akedat Yitzchak. What is ma'achelet? Does anyone know what's the ma'achelet? Ve'ikach et ha'ma'achelet. What's ma'achelet?
It's a knife.
Very good. It's a knife. Why is it called a knife called ma'achelet?
It's a special knife. Ma'achelet. It's not a smooth knife. As I recall. Okay, it's this in the translation.
Ma'achelet was the knife that they used for the kebbetz. But why is it called ma'achelet? Ma'achelet is for lashon ochel. Why is it called ma'achelet? Because it cuts up the food and it prepares the food. The Mafarshim say that ma'achelet is called ma'achelet because in the zchut and in the merit of the knife, we till today we enjoy the parnasah we eat because of that zchut of the original ma'achelet. That means because zchut Akedat Yitzchak, we have food today and we eat because of the zchut of Akedat Yitzchak. Now, how many times, if you did someone a favor, okay, let's say Gilad, I do you a favor, okay, and you're very grateful. Then ask you for a favor, you say, okay, for sure you helped me. And then ask you again, and then ask you again and again. How many times can I ask you on the same one thing that I did for you? How many times? Avraham Avinu did one thing, and we for generations, thousands of years, we're still saying, Hashem, remember Akedat Yitzchak, what Avraham Avinu did, and we get for that. It's called Machelet, we still eat till today. The biggest chidush is that Avraham Avinu didn't even do anything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Avraham, Kach et bincha et yechidcha, asher ahavta, v'akreveu li le'olam, and offer him up as a sacrifice. Avraham Avinu didn't even offer him up as a sacrifice. He didn't even do that. He came up, Hashem said, no, okay, that's not what I meant. You passed the test, come down. Now what do we see from that?
No, but he actually sent his hand, so he was ready to do it.
He sent his hand and he was ready to do it. And he did everything that stopped him from doing it. And he stopped him. That means when a person has the koach haratzon to do it, even if he doesn't do it, and Hashem stops him, okay, he tries to go to the Shiur Torah and his car gets punctured, yeah? And flat tire doesn't make it, okay? Or he wants to go to the tefillah and he can't. Or he tries to do any mitzvah and Hashem stops it. That is you've shown that you wanted to do it. It's as if you've done it. And the fact that he wanted to do the will of Hashem, Ratzon Hashem, even though he didn't even actually do it, and they came home happily, Yitzchak and Abraham, you still get the reward, and not only they got the reward, but for generations later, until today, we're still eating from that benefit. So here you see the power of the Koach HaRatzon. That means we're not even actually interested in Ma'asim. Here, the Yemei Ratzon and Elul, we're not even coming to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, look at the list of good things I've done. We need to come to Hashem and say, look at the good things that I want to do. And I really have the Ratzon, and these are the things that I want to do the next year. And because of that, you will receive that. You will receive Be'ezrat Hashem Ashana Tova. I'm going to tell you a chidush from Rabbeinu Yonah. Rabbeinu Yonah Migrondi was one of the great Rishonim, Sfaradim, living in Grodno. And he wrote a pirush on Mishlei, and a famous pirush on Mishlei, and a famous pirush on Pirkei Avot. And there is a famous Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, which says, הוא היה אומר, כל שמעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו, חוכמתו מתקיימת. Does anybody know what that means? Oh, are you still with us? What does it mean? כל שחוכמתו כל שמעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו, חוכמתו מתקיימת. What does it mean? כל שמעשיו...
העיקר הכוונה.
That's what we're talking about. But what's the Mishnah say? The Mishnah says, כל שמעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו. What's מעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו? That is? Very good. But what's Ma'asav? Very good. So how can it be your mitzvot is more than your wisdom? You're more than your chokhmah. How can you do mitzvah if you don't know what it is?
If you teach others?
If you teach others, then you've got more maasim. Why? Because they do maasim for you? What do you mean, Gilad? Explain what you mean.
So you know, it has a knock-on effect. So you do, and other people that you teach do as well, right? And you have some rights in it.
Ah, nice. So what you mean? You've done a mitzvah, and you teach other people it, and they did a mitzvah, and you earn a very nice pshat, Gilad. Very nice pshat. So I'll tell you the question of Rabbeinu Yonah. He's got a very nice pirush. Listen to this. He asks a question. He says, how can it be somebody does mitzvot and he does more mitzvot than chokhmah? You have to know what the halakha is to do a mitzvah. You can't do mitzvah if you don't know what it is. So every mitzvah you learn about the mitzvah, and then you do the mitzvah. Okay, so that's a nice pshat. You learn about one mitzvah, you teach someone, and then they teach a lot of people, and they do. So that's a good, be very nice pshat. But on a simple level, once you know what to do mitzvah, then you can do it. So you always have to learn about more mitzvah than the mitzvah that you do. So how can you ever reach a level that מעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו? ויש לשאול, איך אפשר להיות מעשים מרובים מחוכמתו אם אינו יודע התורה והמצוות וכי יש לו לעשות המעשים האלו? How can you do the מעשים if you don't know what it is? And this is the חידוש of Rabbi Netanel, what I want to teach you today. אלה שזו המשנה דיברה לפי עצה טובה. It's giving us good advice. Now this is a magic shortcut. I'm telling everybody over here. How can you get thousands and millions of mitzvot in one shot? That you have a lot of maasim murubim mechokmato. Listen to this, Rabbi Netanel. Oh, you'll be happy you came tonight. The Rabbi Netanel says this chidush. He says, the עצה טובה נאה ומקובלת. A great idea. שיש לו למי שאינו יודע שלא יאבד נפשו ושיקבל על עצמו לעשות כל הדברים אשר יגידו לו חכמים. That means if a person takes upon himself that I'm going to do whatever the חכמים tell me, כל הדברים אשר יגידו לו החכמים, ולא יסיר מהם ימין ושמאל. I'll do exactly what they say, I won't turn left or right. כאשר ידעם. Once I know the halakha, I'm going to keep it. I accept to myself that any halakha I will learn, I will keep.
So that's the connection to this week.
1 second. What do you say, Gilad?
That's the connection to this week portion. Yeah.
1 second. Let me just finish, we'll get back to them. ועל פי התורה שיורו אותו, ועל המשפט אשר יאמרו לא יעשה. Whatever they tell you to do, that's what you're going to do. ומיד כשקיבלה הקבלה זו, says Rabbi Netanel, the immediate second that you say, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be willing to accept this, I'm going to, it was this Shulchan Aruch, whatever says in Shulchan Aruch, I'm going to keep. Whatever says in the Torah, I'm going to keep. Whatever the Chachamim say, I'm going to keep. In that second, מיד שקיבלה קבלה זו, על עצמו בלבב שלם, you really want to mean it, בנפש חפצה, with a willing heart, מעלה שכר, you get immediate reward, כאילו קיבל עליו את כל המצוות. As if you've fulfilled all the mitzvot. ועל דרך זו אמרו, that's what it means, כל מעשיו מרובים מחוכמתו. How can you have more מעשיו מחוכמתו? Because even if you don't know anything, I don't know any halachot. But if I say I'm going to fulfill all the halachot, then it's as if I've done them. So I haven't learned anything, I don't have chokhmah, but I already have the koach haratzon to fulfill all of the mitzvot. It's as if I've done all of them. And this is mefurash in the Torah. Where do we see that in the Torah? He brings down from Avod de Rabbi Natan. He says, Shene'emar na'aseh v'nishma. What's na'aseh v'nishma? That's exactly the same principle. Na'aseh v'nishma. Na'aseh, we'll do it. Whatever you say, we'll do. V'nishma, and then we'll listen. But what is it? Somebody who's chokhmato, gdola mi'irato, mima'asav, merubim ma'asav. That means, I know halacha. First I'll see halacha. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to keep it. That's chokhmato. He wants to do his chokhmah before the maasim. But somebody who's maasim, merubim, chokhmato, he's got yirat shamayim. Says Hashem, I want to fulfill all the Torah. Any mitzvah you tell me, I'm going to do it.
Which that's the essence of tamim.
Of tamim tiyem Hashem elokecha. That's what you mean?
Yeah.
That's it. V'noach yitelecha b'tamim. That I'll do Hashem whatever you say. That's na'aseh v'nishma. So Nagila wants to tell us how is that connected to this week.
That's what is written, that if you don't know how to, if you have a legal issue that you don't know how to solve, so you go to the higher court, and you need to do whatever they tell you, right? Right or left.
Exactly what they said. So that's what we say. Kol chokhmato. And this will need great tikkun amidot. So that is Rabbeinu Yonah. And that's what we see also from Avraham Avinu from the Ma'acheret, B'koach haratzon. And they wanted to do Sefer Tehillim to read, they needed some kind of operation, and they planned to read the Tehillim in the morning. And they were going to do the operation to get him out of the coma. And he was unconscious. And he split up the Sefer Tehillim between the brothers and the sons, the children. There was like 7 men in the family. They said, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, when the time was scheduled for the operation, we're going to read the Tehillim. You read the 20 prakim, you read this prakim. He gave out the prakim. And he's sitting down in the evening on the phone, and he's calling up all the family members and telling each one which Tehillim they're supposed to read. And they say, yeah, of course, I'm going to read it. I'll make sure she has refuah shlema. He finishes making all the phone calls at 11 o'clock at night. At 11 o'clock at night, everyone was already mekabel on themselves to read the Tehillim. Then they all go to sleep, and he's awake. At 12 o'clock, he gets a phone call from his mom. And his mom says, you won't believe this. He says, Daddy woke up from his coma, and he asked to eat, and he asked to drink, and he wants to see you. And he says, what do you mean? I can't believe it. How did that happen? What a nest, what a miracle. He said, when did it happen? He said, it happened at 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, no one read even one parak of Tehillim. But they already were makabel on themselves to read the whole book. Each one was going to do it. That's already the Yeshua. That's the koach haratzon. When a person is really sincere, and that's the koach of the Rahmana liba bayi. He wants the heart, he wants the dedication of a person. He said that is the power, the greatest power that we have. I want to share with you another story. Of Rabbi Meir Shapira. One of the things that we want to do, and we can also connect it because there's many things that we want to do. Maybe I'll share with you. I'm thinking which chiddush to say. Okay, let's go on the same theme. If you look in Perek Chav Gimel, the pasuk says, "V'chi tetzeh lamilchama." When you go out, Chav Gimel pasuk tetvav. Let me get this right. Pasuk Yud. כי תצא מחנה. כי תצא מחנה על אויביך ונשמרת מכל דבר רע. So the Sfat HaMetet is a remez. What does it mean כי תצא במחנה? When you go out in your battle family, this is a very interesting pasuk, and how is it relevant to us today? And you see, maybe this is even one of the most relevant parshiyot that there is. And it's relevant to Chodesh Elul. And this is a time for teshuvah. And I think everyone can relate to this if you just study it a little bit deeper. In the beginning it seems like so abstract. Rabbi, why did you choose to talk about this? But if you have a chumash in front of you, please look up the pasuk. Ki tetzeh, Perek Chav Gimel pasuk Yud. I'm going to read it out. Ki tetzeh b'chaneh al oivecha. When you go out against your enemy, and this is a person in war. V'nishma. You have to be careful from anything which is evil, or anything which is bad, or anything which is anything which is impure or bad. כי יהיה בך איש אשר לא יהיה טהור, נקרא לה ויצא אל מחוץ למחנה, לא יבוא אל תוך המחנה. Someone who's become impure, he can't come into the מחנה. מחנה means a camp, of a military camp. And here we're talking about the military camp. And the Torah tells us there's halachot. You go to war, so it doesn't mean there's special halachot that you are when you go to war. You're a soldier, you're fighting, you're in a war, you're in your uniform, but there's special halachot. And the halacha is Vaya machanecha kadosh. והיה לפנות ערב, ירחץ במים וקבוע השמש יבוא אל תוך המחנה. You have to wash yourself and clean yourself and come back into the camp. ויד תהיה לך מחוץ למחנה ויצאת שם החוץ. You go out. Look at this halacha. This is a pasuk in the Torah הקדושה in this week's parasha. ויתד תהיה לך על אזניך. What does that mean? ויתד תהיה לך על אזניך. This is a mitzvah in the Torah. What does it mean? You take a spade with you together with your weapons, with your arsenal. That means you have your sword, you have your bow and arrow, your spear, you have your revolver, your gun, your tanks. You take a spade. What's a spade for? When you go out and outside and you sit outside and you make your what you need to make you go to excuse yourself, the bathroom. There's halacha. And you cover up what you made. This is a pasuk in the Torah. Why? You are in a camp, you're in a military camp, you're in a camp of God. You're in the Jewish army. You're in the Jewish Torah army. You can't just go and make whatever you want. The animals, they go, they make under the tree, it's far away, no one's there, it's fine, no. Even when you go, whatever, you're out of the camp and you need to do what you do, but you clean up after yourself. Why? Ki Hashem Elokecha mithalech b'kerev machanecha. Ki Hashem your God is amongst you. And He's there lahatzilcha, to save you. V'letet oivecha lefanecha. And to give you enemies before you. V'haya machanecha kadosh, and your camp shall be kadosh. V'lo yireh b'cha ervat davar. And there should not be something which is disgraceful or abominable. Ervat davar, something which is immoral. V'shav ma'acharecha, and Hashem will turn away from you. Now, I don't know how much you're familiar with this mitzvah of the Torah. Gilad and Meir.
Yeah.
You're familiar, okay. Where does it apply now to us? Okay, we're not in the army, we're not in the Israeli army, we're not going to war, how does it apply to us? You know, I'm sitting at home, what am I supposed to learn from this pasuk? Excellent, man. So it applies a lot of times at home. Okay, when we're changing a baby. Exactly, when changing a baby's nappy, you don't do it in front of Sfarim, Sifrei Kodesh. You have to do it in a different room, not in front of Sifrei Kodesh, right? You know, some people have their Sifrei Kodesh inside cupboards, but also, like you said, the bathroom should be closed. But also the halacha, also tzniut. V'lo yireh b'cha ervat davar, machanecha kadosh. Am Israel is Am Kadosh. That means Kadosh means separated. We're not like other nations of the world or animals of the world that they just do whatever they want. You know, the halacha, even when the man is with his wife, has to be in a closed room, in dark, under the cover. And the Sfat Emet says, how does this refer to Elul? How does it refer to Chodesh Elul? Ki titzeh machanecha lo yuvecha. So when you go to war, when you go to war on a normal battlefield, right, they blow shofarot. That's what they do, they make the noise of war. And in Chodesh Elul, the whole month of Elul, we're blowing shofar. Why are we blowing shofar the whole month? So one of the reasons, also it's like a war. We are in the milchama of the yester. That's the whole shiur is about this milchemat yester, and how we're supposed to learn Torah and try and be mekabel on ourselves to learn all the halachot and keep all the halachot that we want to learn. And so Hashem, listen, I don't know all of Shulchan Aruch, but I'm going to learn 2 halachot a day or 1 page a day. I'm going to make sure that I don't know if I get to the end, but I'm showing the ratzon that I want to learn. Now there's another thing over here that we're talking about. Kadosh. When you go out to your enemy, why is that the machane needs to be kadosh? Now I don't know if you got your chumash. Do you have a chumash, Meir? If you got it, look at the pasuk Tedvav. Ki Hashem Elokecha. why do you need to cover up all the dirt, right? It doesn't mean also when you're using a public toilet or a bathroom where other people are also using the bathroom. So make sure it's clean when you finish. Okay, that's obviously simple thing. Why? But not just for other people. Not just clean up yourselves, not in the bathroom, but anything. Ki Hashem Elokecha mitalech bekerev machanecha. Hashem is amongst you. You think, listen, the king is here. I can't leave this dirty. I can't act improperly or immorally or immodestly in tzniut. Bekerev machanecha lahatzilcha. Now look at the ראשי תיבות, להצילך ולתת אויביך לפניך. Hashem is here to bring your enemies before you. What's the ראשי תיבות? למד, וו, להצילך ולתת אויביך לפניך. ראשי תיבות? אותיות למד, וו, א', למד. What's the ראשי תיבות? Should do again?
So can you please repeat the question? My apologies.
What is the Rashi Tevot? Rashi Tevot was the original letters. Which word is it? Elul. It's just the letters of Elul. The Pasuk tells us, why do you have to keep your Machanecha Kadosh? Why do you have to be modest in your camp and cover up with your dirt? Because Hashem is before you. And Hashem is coming to save you from your enemies. So if you're using the analogy of enemy of yester hara, so one of the ways of saving yourself from yester hara is nekiyut. And if you learn Mesilat Yesharim, one of the stages of, the highest stages of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair is nekiyut. Nekiyut brings you to before Kedusha. You have to have nekiyut, but nekiyut also on a physical level, just from dirt, but also nekiyut in midot. And here's talking about nekiyut in modesty. Hashem is coming to save you from your enemies, from your yester hara. And the second part of the pasuk is one I want to talk to you about now. So this is Chodesh Elul is Yemei Ratzon, and we are preparing ourselves from Yom Adin. And one of the ways that we prepare ourselves is Machanecha Kadosh. And the pasuk says, "V'lo yireh b'cha ervat davar." Now I want to share with you Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz says over here we're talking about medaber al tzniut. Ervat davar is something which is immoral. Do not have in your house something which is immoral, something which is immodest. What's so bad about that? Why can't I have pictures in my house which is not modest? Or videos in my house which is more modest? Or newspapers in my house which is not modest? What's wrong with that? Now, do you know what the words mean? V'shav ma'acharecha? What does it mean, v'shav? V'shav is lashuv, to turn away. V'shav ma'acharecha, he will turn away from you. Who is he talking about? What does it mean, v'shav ma'acharecha? He will turn away from you. V'shav ma'acharecha, and he will turn away from you. Pasuk says, Lo yireh b'cha ervat davar, v'shav ma'acharecha. Are we? Again? Hashem will turn away from you. That is what it means. Says the Chafetz Chaim. This pasuk is talking about tzniut, kedushat hamachaneh. The Jewish home is a makom kadosh. It's a machaneh, it's a military camp. Why? Because here, this is where you fight your yetzer hara. In your home, you're fighting yetzer hara all the time. Oivecha, and you have to keep machaneh kadosh. Says the Chafetz Chaim, nishtabcha beze midat hatzniut yoter mikol hamidot hamishubachot. The greatest midah is midah of tzniut, says Chafetz Chaim. Ad she'akadosh baruch hu anash al hamidah azot v'shav ma'acharecha. That means the punishment for this mitzvah is Hashem is going to go away. Can you believe that? Chas v'shalom, chalila, klomar shisalek chalila shgachato mizeh, he's going to leave us and abandon us. מה שאינו מתנהג במידה זו, ולא אמר כן בשאר המידות, ללמדנו שזו המידה נעלה מכולם. Never in the Torah do we find any mitzvah, לא תעשה, or avera, that the punishment from the avera is Hashem says, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go away. You're on your own. Bye. I'm not here. That means even somebody's mechalel Shabbat. Hashem is very angry, but I'm still here with you. A person is a rotzeach, he's a murderer. He gets punished. There's an onish of mitah, but Hashem says, I'm still with you. But the one avera, v'haya b'cha edavar davar, Pasuk says in this week's parasha, "Me'machanecha kadosh." He says, "I'm going away. I'm leaving." And he says the Chafetz Chaim, he says, "In our generation, ba'avonotenu harabim." He said, "You don't understand what's happened in our generation." Says the Chafetz Chaim. He says, not only that we don't have tzniut and we don't have modesty, but it's completely gone out the window. And the whole generation of the youth is full of pritzut and chutzpah. And
what year he lived?
So the Chafetz Chaim, we're talking about 80 years ago, 100 years ago, less than 100 years ago. And how do you know? Oh, very good. So I'll tell you exactly the year. The year is Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, Tafresh Pei Daled. So Pei Daled, and we're now almost in Pei. In Pei, so that is 90. Do the math for me. We are now in Tafshin Pei, and this was Tafresh Pei Daled. So it's 96 years ago, 97 years ago, 96 years ago. So now we're in 2000, almost 2020. So how much is that, 96 years ago? A bit more, 1925. You're close, Meir, you're close. So in 1925, the Chafetz Chaim writes a letter. And he says, how come in our generation there's so much suffering? Gzerot, the Goyim are against us, they want to kill us, the Bnei Torah, they don't want to let us learn Torah, there's problems in Parnassah, there's problems with the children going off the derech. He's talking about all the problems and everything. There's taxes, there's illnesses, there's all the tzarot that there is in Am Yisrael. And he says there's no one here to save us, and we're just looking around, and we look around, and there's nothing saving us. And every person in Am Yisrael is begging from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to listen to his personal troubles and to help him out. And Shomei alone, no one's listening him, and no one's helping. Va'amarti, it says the Chafetz Chaim, I'll tell you why all these troubles are. And he's talking about when it was 1925 at the time. He says, Ba'avonotenu harabim, lakinu b'dorenu midah zot, with lack of tzniut, that there's total pritzut. And the youth, eina mitbashim mipnei kol, they're not even embarrassed. They walk around almost without clothes on, kimat arumim, they walk around like animals with minimum of clothing, and there's no midat of tzniut. And with tzniut, Rachel Imenu, that's how she got Shaul HaMelech and Esther HaMelka, because of the tzniut. That was the greatness. And he says, if there's no tzniut, then obviously Hashem is leaving us, because the pasuk tells us, Machanech HaKadosh, you need to be Machanech HaKadosh, Lo yireh b'cha arvat davar. Nothing immoral should be seen in your house. And if there is immorality in your house, Hashem is going to leave you. Hashem is going to leave you. So you're going to ask, okay, where's Hashem? Okay, why is there trouble in my house? Why is there illness in my house? Okay, so you have to ask, what are you watching in your house? What is it? Is there something which is immoral and not clean? You have to ask yourself that. So you're praying for Hashem, where are you, Hashem? And you're kicking Hashem out of the house, you're kicking him out the window. How can you ask where Hashem is? This is what he says in the letter. You're going to expect Hashem come and you just moved him out of the house. When we bring him in, he'll be with us and he'll save us from all badness. But if He's going to leave us, and then all the bad things are going to happen to us. So we want Hashem to come. And that the pasuk tells us here, we push away Hashem. He told us to be kadosh, and I will be with you. And the Torah says, make yourself a little bit holy. Okay, do you know what? I want my house to be kosher. I'm going to put a censor on my internet. I'm going to block it. I don't want children watching it, and I don't want to see these things myself. Not on my phone. Make yourself a little bit kadosh, they'll make it big. He's coming to save you. What does it mean he's going to save you? That's what the pasuk says. Hashem Elokecha mitalech bekerev machanecha. He's in your camp and he's coming to save you. From what is he saving you? Latet oivecha lefanecha, to give your enemies before you. Bring your yetzer hara in your hand. Vaya machanecha kadosh. and he's making your Hashem is with you, to save you from your enemies. So Hashem is in your camp, in your kadosh, and he's saving you. But if you kick him out, of course you're going to have trouble. Who's going to save you from the parnasah? Who's going to save you from the illnesses? Who's going to save you from the shalom bayit? Who's going to save you from your children going off the derech? Who's going to save you from the enemies, from the goyim? And this is appropriate for Chodesh Elul. We say, I want to come close to Hashem. The whole month we're coming close to Hashem. How can we come close to Hashem if we're kicking Hashem out of the house? So what we have to do over here, we have to think about what is in our house preventing us from being Kadosh. Where do we get our subscription from? We want our house to be Machanech HaKadosh, take all the Tumah out of our house. Do we want Hashem in our house, or we want the Tumah in our house? And Chafetz Chaim says another mashal of the Yetzirah. He says a story. He says that one rabbi in a community sent him a letter, and he says, listen, I don't know what to do in my camp. They want to open up some kind of club of where they do averot, in the center of the neighborhood, and they're very for it, and they're pushing for it, and I can't fight against it, and I don't know what to do, and the government is fully on to go ahead with it, and I'm trying my best to get out. I said, what can I do? What can I do? There's something I'm limited in, and this is what Chafetz Chaim wrote him back. He says, when there's two sides fighting each other, everyone tries to get their friends and their family to be on their side. And there's some people that just want to stay at the distance. They say, listen, I'm not getting involved. It's not my machloket. I don't want to be involved. And they don't know which side to choose. But their friends say, listen, come be with me. What does he do? The guy is not really interested in the machloket, but he doesn't want to get swallowed up in the balagan. So he looks at both sides. He says, which one is stronger? He says, I'll go with the stronger side. They'll probably win, and then I'll be fine. If I go with the weaker side, I'll get trampled on. If you have to choose one side, then you choose the stronger side. Said the Chafetz Chaim, I'm going to tell you this, okay? What are the two sides here? You got these Rashaim, the government, they want to make a place which is Averot. That's on one side, okay? It could be that they'll be able to win in the end. And then you can't fight against them. But who's on the other side? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu and all his army and his military. So which side are you going to be on? Which side? So you're going to fight them, and then they maybe speak bad against you, and they maybe put you down from your position, and maybe you'll lose your prestige, and you're... Okay. But who's going to win in the end? Are you going to be on HaKadosh Baruch Hu's side? Do you decide which one you think is stronger, and you go on that side? So that's what we're here with man of Chodesh Elul, of Yemei Ratzon. We have to say, all the other privileges which they're going to be in this world, but what's going to last? I call it man over, everything's passing by. We have to stay with the truth. With HaKadosh Baruch Hu, go with him all the way, however difficult it is. We have to show, Ani ila dodi v'dodi li. Hashem, I want to come to you. That's what we say, Moshcheni acharecha narutza. Viviani amelech hadarav. We have to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I want you in my house, I want you to be with me. You're the one who's going to protect me, you're going to save me from everything. And when we just show Hashem the koach haratzon, then already we've won. We won the battle. We're with him, and Hashem is with us. So, B'ezrat Hashem, I hope we will get a chizuk from this sikha, and to be strong against the Yetzirah, to bring Hashem into our house, and Hashem will be us. B'ezrat Hashem will be zochet to all the Yeshuat Hashem. Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gilad. Thank you for